chillier than I expected. There we go. My spinnerbait wasn't running true because it was hooked on something. I just got a hit at the bank. He followed it. I'm gonna fish this windblown bank right now. Then we'll move down. I found that it's a lot deeper down, closer to the middle. It's also a pretty steep drop off right here, so I'm assuming they'll be holding to that. There's one. See, Dink City. Oh, that feels great. On the trailer hook, that shows that they're barely hitting it. But if I didn't have that trailer hook, I would have missed the fish. But that is the first fish of the day. That's about the 4th or 5th cast. Now, I'd love to throw the spinnerbait now that I know that it's gonna work. But I want to get all the baits done, then I'll go back through the baits that I had the most confidence in and I'll throw those again. But that is the first fish of the day. Thank you, bud. Now we are going to throw the swim baits. Kind of want to save the Senko for last just because I hate fishing slow. Like, Senkos are going to catch them, but I just hate fishing slow. Ooh, this looks juicy. I honestly have less confidence in the swim bait. Swim bait is my confidence bait, but because of how windy it is, I'm just not even sure. There's one. Another dink. He choked that. Man, this man needs to eat some real food. Do you see how skinny this John is? Jeez. Fish number 2. I'm catching small fish today. This is probably the smallest fish I've caught out of this pond. This is going to be pretty easy. I mean, I already caught 2 fish. I mean, this is great. I mean, I was not expecting to do this well, especially on Chartreuse baits, but I'm going to get this guy back and throw the Senko, and then we'll tie on the baits that I don't have tied on because I only have 3 rods with me today. But thank you, bud. Wow, I'm actually kind of stoked. Given the conditions, the amount of wind that we're having, and it is chillier than it was at my house, I'm surprised they're eating like they are. Now, I'm throwing this Senko Texas rigged, weedless, with no weight. The reason I'm coming down here is because it's much shallower down here, and in the past I've caught fish coming out of the grass because it's nice and shallow and there's grass over here. So I'm gonna try to catch one in the shallow because I know I don't fish weightless very much, but they don't sink as good. So I wanted to get it shallow so they could see it out of the grass and come hit it. I haven't fished a Senko in so long. There's one. He hit it. I was talking and I got excited and I set the hook way too early, but yeah, there's a fish over there. For sure. Oh, my drag. Where are the big girls? Can't seem to connect on the Senko. Oh, I just got a hit. There's one. Finally. I think it might have been the same one every time. But another dink, not as small as the last one, but another freaking dink. I'm catching fish though, I'm catching fish. They seem to be pretty interested in the Chartreuse, maybe have never seen it in this pond before. But I'm gonna let this guy go and move on to some more moving baits. I got a crankbait, chatterbait, and then we're gonna kind of freestyle and throw whatever I want. Yui. Thanks, bud. Love ya. So to put this in perspective for you guys, it is 12:14, and I've been here since maybe 11:45. So in 30 minutes, I caught 3 fish. But half of that time, I was talking to you guys on the camera, and I was walking down. So I got here probably around 12:55 and took my first cast. So 20 minutes, 3 fish, not bad. And the Senko is the one that took a decent amount of time. The other 2 baits, they were like within the first 5 casts. So now I'm gonna be tying on a chatterbait and a crankbait, and I have a feeling these are gonna go quick as well. This year my goal is to expand on my skills and throw things that I haven't thrown before or that I don't throw very often. Obviously, I've used pretty much every bait and I know how to use every single bait, but there are things that I have confidence in and I don't really ever go outside of my comfort zone. So that's what I'm trying to do this year. And catch bigger bass on things that I don't usually throw or tactics that I don't ever use. But that is my goal for making these videos this year, is to teach you guys how to fish better, but also kind of teach myself and practice things that I don't do very often. Surprised I haven't even gotten a follower on the old chatto bait. There's one. I think, yeah. They wanted it super slow and like pausing. He didn't hit it very hard. It's a bigger one, I think. Nope. Another dink. Barely hit it. I thought it was just some grass, but another dink. He's a little bit thicker. That's a thick boy. That's a nutty boy. But I'm gonna throw this guy back and let's get on to the crankbait, and then I'm going to try to catch some big fish instead of small fish, because this is no fun. I mean, it's fun, but it's no fun. I'm catching fish on baits that I don't really throw, but thanks, bud. Yeah, see, this one dives a little bit too deep. If I continue to get the grass, then I will change to a shallower diving Chartreuse crankbait. That's why I bought 2, so I wouldn't be cheating throwing something that's not Chartreuse. Yeah, I'm hitting grass every time. So this is just the shallower diving crankbait. It only goes to 3 feet, not to 5. Hopefully this will help my situation. If not, then I'm kind of screwed. Put this down. I think I'm gonna tie the spinnerbait back on, just see if they're still active. Because clearly something's not right. I knocked the spinnerbait off pretty quick when I got here. That was my first bait. So I'm gonna see if I can catch another one on it. Kidding, right? He got hooked in both hooks. He got hooked in the treble hook and the main hook, not the crankbait. I know I still have one more bait to knock out, but that is another fish. Yeah, so I guess I'm just gonna keep fishing the spinnerbait because I know it's kind of working. Freezing my butt. So what was that? My 5th fish. Ooh, I just had a tiny juvenile bass follow it. Tiny. I don't know where the big ones are. Oh my goodness, did you guys see that? So I casted and I was reeling pretty fast and I burned it in because I was like, I'm just gonna go contemplate my life over there in the corner. And then I saw this little bass follow it, but I had already pulled it out of the water. So I pitched it right on top of his head and just reeled it past his face, and he grabbed it, and I didn't even set the hook. I hope you guys saw that, but that was ridiculous. Thanks, bud. Oh my. So I caught 3 on the spinnerbait, 1 on the Senko, 1 on the swim bait, 1 on the chatterbait, and none on the crankbait. Back on that crankbait. See if I can pick one off. Definitely thought that was a fish. It's just some grass. But that could also mean bass in that grass. And hopefully, when I pop out of that grass. You're kidding, right? That's not coming out. Oh, I'm done. I'm so done. I need some food. This is a mess.